Well, the Prime Minister has also given a statement on the entire Siddaramaiah MUDA scam. He has said, and I quote, that you can see what is happening in Congress-ruled state. There is allegation of land scams on the Chief Minister. The Prime Minister is right now addressing a rally in Sonipat in Haryana, and therefore he's making a reference to the corruption case against the Chief Minister in Karnataka. In fact, the Prime Minister has said the State Chief Minister approached High Court against it, but the High Court also has ordered an investigation. Can we allow such type of parties to rule in the state of Haryana? This is during his rally in Sonipat. Right, so the Prime Minister also hitting out at the Chief Minister after he received a major setback following the Karnataka High Court's order that dismissed his petition against the governor's sanction to prosecute him, and therefore the Prime Minister appealing to the people of Haryana to vote wisely when Haryana goes to polls on the 5th. In fact, he has taken the example of Karnataka politics and the MUDA scam that has rocked the state government, saying that how can we allow such parties to rule the people, and therefore lessons need to be learned. He is urging the people to make the right choice by taking the example of the Karnataka High Court order that junked the Karnataka Chief Minister's petition against the governor's sanction. So this is all related to the MUDA scam. Rohini Swami joins us now for the very latest. Rohini, just tell us a little bit more as to what's going to be the next course of action for the Chief Minister. Will he move the Supreme Court, because the BJP is mounting pressure on him to resign on moral grounds?
No, absolutely, and he will approach both the divisional bench as well as the Supreme Court. Right now, as we speak, we are awaiting details as to what the next course of action will be, because they were looking at approaching the divisional bench. But what we're seeing as Prime Minister Modi talking about Chief Minister Siddaramaiah also is sharpening their attack on the Chief Minister, because when he's talking also about the fact that because the BJP has been saying about corruption charges against the Congress, and if you remember, the entire Congress government was brought in place by bringing an entire campaign against the BJP, calling it a corrupt government. Here, the BJP now, as an opposition, strong enough, fighting, sharpening their approach against Siddaramaiah. Now, you asked me about the next step of action for Siddaramaiah. What I get to understand from his team is that while they're looking at approaching the Supreme Court, they're also trying to see if they can get relief in the Karnataka High Court as well. But we need to understand whether there will be an investigating agency, which agency will investigate it, because right now we have a one-man judicial commission also inquiring into the MUDA case. What happens to that particular commission, as well as whether there will be, the Karnataka government will set up in a team of police officers who will investigate. But then it also again falls on the Chief Minister, so that also will be in question.
No, so I wanted to understand then what happens in this case, and now that the court has given the green signal to initiate the investigation, who does that, and what happens to the investigation that is already going on parallelly to look into these allegations of alleged corruption?
Absolutely. So what happened yesterday was the verdict was pronounced, but there were two parts that were split. And one is that you can go ahead and investigate whether there is any matter within the MUDA scam to be investigated. Now what we are awaiting from the court is to who will investigate, whether there's a police official who will be designated to do so, under whom it would be conducted. These are the details that need to be spelled out, and that is what we're awaiting from the High Court. But at the same time, the Congress, or rather Siddaramaiah's team as well, approaching to try and stay as much as possible in terms of any judgment that could come from the lower court.
It's a big setback to the Chief Minister after the Karnataka High Court upheld the governor's action of granting permission to conduct this investigation against him on the allegation of illegalities in the allotment of those 14 sites.